Ladies and gentlemen, I am absolutely delighted to be joined by an amazing sound right now. It is the Coolies. I have got Melanie and Palmyra. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Hi.
Oh, I'm so excited to be sitting down with you chicks because I've been a fan of you guys for years, since you released the album in the EP in 2019. You've just dropped a brand new single, which has gone boom through the roof, voted one of the coolest songs in the world.
Oh, cool.
And there's some very, very cool stories behind the single. And it's just beautiful. I want to let you guys talk about the single. Where's it all come from? Where did the idea come from? How did Clem come on it? And what else is happening?
Well, let's see. Mel, why don't you tell the story of how we got put on or, asked to do the song?
Okay. Well, we got asked to do there was a Go-Go's tribute album, and we got asked if we wanted to do a song for it. So we said, of course, we would love to do that. And then we started brainstorming about it. And Palmyra, she had some ideas, and we're like, let's do something that we think is, pretty obscure, that no one's even going to really know, because everybody picked, of course, like all the known hits and everything. So Palmyra had a couple songs, and this one in particular, I'm like, this is great. I think it's great. It's perfect for Palmyra's voice and everything. And so we picked it, and then it turned out that it wasn't as obscure as, and here's another little bit of information too. So it was written by Charlotte Cathy Valentine, and our friend Bill Bartell, who was in White Flag that had died some years back. So it was kind of like a neat thing for us that we picked this song, because we felt like really connected.
It came out in Japan, so we thought, who's going to ever hear this? You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. And then the 40th anniversary.
20th anniversary of God Bless the Go-Go's. And they put it out as a bonus track. We were like, well, it was obscure for 20 years.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy, but how
great song.
It is a great song, and the thing is, you've made it your own, and that's what I've just blown away by, because of the twang and the influences, you guys have got around your singles. You go all the way back to, it's the Coolies, and you just went boom. In my mind, I was like, wow, this is something fresh. And then I checked you out. You're a bunch of chicks what are sounding like something out of the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, New York era, LA scene, punk rock and roll. And you just kind of gripped, And what was your format as a band? Did you all just come together and say, right, this is the band, this is what we're going to do, this is our direction? Or did Stevie Van Zandt already have his influences on you guys before you even, released that EP? What went down?
Well, I guess what happened originally was, Melanie and Kim Shattuck were in the Pandoras together.
And the Muffs.
I was going to say, like, after they left the Pandoras, they started a band called the Muffs together, and joined by Ronnie and Chris. But anyway, so I met Kim and Melanie when they were in the Pandoras. We just kind of all stayed in touch and everything, and we laughed about like, we need a band together. And I was on the East Coast, they were on the West Coast. We just laughed about it for like decades. Like, we really need to do this. And then I guess, Kim, became ill. Mm-hmm. And so she was kind of, me and Melanie and Kim would have little phone calls. We would like call each other and just blab for a couple of hours when she was sick. And then she finally was like, we need to do this now. And then I was like, okay, we do need to do this like now. And then I thought, well, we could just do it through our demos. We can add stuff in our own studios because, Kim had already recorded some of the stuff. Melanie has a studio in the house. And then I work at Stevie's place on the East Coast. So it became really fun and interesting to do it. But really, as far as band together, the three of us, we've always been on the same page. We've always had the same influences and sense of humor, which I think is really important to have in a band. The three of us we always had that chemistry.
And from the second we met.
Yeah, from the second we met, it was just hilarious, we just laughed it up for 30 years or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I get that vibe. I do get that vibe from you guys before we started talking. And Little Steven's Garage is one of it's my influence. It's it's massive, it's huge, and it's a place where you can hear all the latest cool music and stuff like yourselves. And then you've got this single, King of Confusion, okay? And obviously the story what you've just mentioned about that. Did you expect that single to have the reaction like it's had?
Well, we were super proud of it. We were extremely thrilled that Klimberg and Kathy Valentine wanted to be a part of it, and are really excited being a part of it too. And the whole way that it came out and everything, it's kind of, to me at least, mind blowing. When I hear it, I'm like, oh wow,
really?
that sounds so good. I'm so proud of it when I hear it on the radio and stuff, and I'll tell my kids, hey, listen who's on the radio.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it has gotten a lot of really positive feedback, and I love that. We love that.
Did you always?
We always.
Go on. Sorry.
No, sorry.
Go on.
No, I was going to say that we just always hope that it does well and that people like it, and then when hopefully if that happens, we just are just thrilled beyond that we like it. You know what I mean? It's because obviously we love it.
Oh, yeah. And the jocks are spinning it as well constantly. And the thing about you, take away from Kings of Confusion, go to the EP. The thing about you guys, I just love the opening riffs on the songs and that twang. And it always reminds me of the Byrds, the Roger McGuinn little opener, and hearing the Tom Petty.
That's so cool.
Did you guys aim for that sound? Did you aim for it? Yeah.
What happened really was when Kim became sick and we decided that the three of us were going to have a band together, I thought, well, let me see if Stevie will put it out on Wicked Cool. Let's just start with that, And then it was very important for the three of us to make the donation to ALS, just because it would, it was such a big thing that we all went through with Kim, to be there for her and everything. So I went into the office, we went to the studio, and I said, hey man, we want to, he's like, well, what are you working on? What are you doing? What are you doing in here? And I was like, well, we're starting a new band. And I said, it's Kim and Melanie from the Pandoras, because that's one of his favorite bands. And my old band is called the Friggs. And he goes, wait a minute. You mean two Pandoras and a Frigg are starting a band? I said, yeah. And he goes, what do you want? I'll do it. I want to put it out. I mean, that's what he said. So then I did tell him that Kim was ill. He got really bummed out, and he said, what can I do? And I said, we want to put it out and donate the money to ALS for research. And he said, absolutely. Yes, 100%. And he did.
That's really cool.
He has been incredible. He is so supportive, amazing, incredible.
The label, the people, everyone that works there, the artists,
cool.
I mean, Jeff Sanoff, really all of them. That record was promoted so well, and we raised a lot of money. It was in 3 pressings. We sold out 3 pressings because they just kicked ass so much with it. Played everything on the radio, and people loved it. And, of course, everyone was, well, they didn't really know about Kim until she actually passed away, because it came out a couple of months before she passed away. So she got to see all that excitement.
Yeah, she got to hear it. I sat with her while she listened to it be announced as coolest song in the world on the radio, and she just crying because she was so happy and thrilled that we did this, and that me and Palmyra are going to always continue doing it. And also, I was going to say, when our new single just came out, it sold out in less than 24 hours. So that was quite thrilling as well.
Yeah. It's always surprising, you just never know what's going to happen, if people are interested, and, And that's the thing. Kim had very specific plans for our future. You know, she was like, you have to tour, you have to continue and record, make records. And we were like, okay, you know, so we're doing our best to keep our promise to our Cooley sister.
And you're definitely doing that. And again, reaction, sold out. Yeah, you have. I couldn't get a copy. Still can't get a copy. And, you know, I love my vinyl, you know, and I do.
Yeah, let me see what we can do about that. I might be able to find one for you.
I absolutely adore my vinyl, you know. I've got a big collection here at the side of me or whatever. But that's because I think how you guys, look at that. There we go. People that are, you know, supporting a beautiful T-shirt there. Absolutely. It's just crazy because the vinyl's back in. I think that's another reason why I think you go so well with Wicked, because they release vinyl by the dozen and it's great and it's very cool. It's got this look. It's got the front cover. And in my opinion, having that's what you need in the record. I'm old school, so it's all about looking at the record, smelling the record, feeling the record.
We love that.
I was just going to say, are you guys the kind of people what said, right, this vinyl looks this way, you know?
Yeah. Oh, man.
We have tons of vinyl.
Yeah, he's like such a vinyl person. Plus, I got to say, Louis Arzonico, the artist over there, like he has like such a brain for design. Like when he designed the cover, he was like, oh, it's going to be pink to match this one stripe in the thing. You know what I mean? So it's really the whole label, the whole company. They're all like vinyl freaks. And it's that is like not, you know, every detail is very carefully planned at Wicked Cool for sure.
Jeez. It's just, I love the story and you guys are just, there's no bullshit. You are who you are.
That's right. No bullshit.
And it's great, and it's nice because it's just what you need. And rock and roll's alive, and you haven't got a song what you just want to flick to and change. Your songs are just there, and you go with it because they're upbeat. They make you feel great. You know, if you've had a shitty day, you put on the Coolies.
That's very cool. Yeah.
There's not very many girl groups about what are doing that. You know, God, but when was the last time we had one of them? Shangri-La's, maybe Crystals.
Yeah.
You know, and you guys, to me, you're on that label. You know, you're on there because that, you know, it's a cool vibe. I appreciate you joining me. I really do, ladies.
Aw.
Oh my God, that's like amazing. What a compliment.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
But it's the truth, you know, when you're making music like you are, you know, the ladies and gentlemen that are checking this out, they need to check you out because not every day you get a tune what you don't want to switch off, you know, and it's great.
Man.
It really is. It's just a great thing. And just going on music, just quickly, what was the kind of numbers you was growing up with? What was the kind of stuff you was flicking on the vinyl? What was it?
Oh my God. I mean, I was such a nerd from the time I was 8 years old. So I was going from like the Stones and British Invasion right to the punk rock, you know, like to the, I even went into the blues stuff because I read the Rolling Stones album covers and it was like, who is Slim Harpo? So then I go to the record store and be like, hi, do you have Slim Harpo? This little kid asking for Slim Harpo records or whatever. But, you know, I mean, it's songwriters, you know, like the girl groups, punk rock, all of that. Same as Melanie and Kim, we all pretty much came from the same thing, power pop.
I come from the mod scene. I was like a big part of the whole like resurgence of that. And the mod, garage, 60s stuff, soul, and that's kind of like, I always go collect like all those great records, like the Easy Beats and like every garage band you can think of, but I like all like other stuff as well. But that's kind of my favorite stuff, and all I love power pop, shoot, and punk rock, all kinds of stuff, like, and blues. I'm like super into funk and blues. I have like a wide range of, you know. Rockabilly, I love rockabilly.
Yeah, she's a big rockabilly gal right there.
Hey, a little bit of rockabilly, you can't grumble. Glenn, Hank Gazelle.
Yeah. Exactly.
I adore it. Absolutely. Well, ladies, I've got to say thank you for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you, man.
It is the Coolies. Go and check them out.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, man.